All right, so 3.4 is all about graphing in standard form. So what is standard form? Standard form is the equation of a line that looks like this. Ready, Chucky? AX plus BY equals C. So what does this mean? Oh, look, come on, focus. Write this down. I was like, save some for the whales there, buddy. Come on.
Well, we did get some.
All right, so standard form is AX plus BY equals C. A, B, and C are just numbers. So it just looks like this, okay? Don't worry about the A, B, and C. Just notice that X and Y are on the same side. Do you guys see that? See how X and Y are on the same side? That's standard form. Now the X-intercept is the point where your line crosses the x-axis. That's the one that's going left and right. Got that, Annie? So that's what it looks like on your graph. Algebraically, it is when y equals 0. Okay? So we have geometrically what it looks like on a coordinate plane, algebraically, and then it's this. It's x comma 0, meaning you have a number for x, but y is 0. That's gonna help us out with this. Lou? Got it? Can you wait till we're done this? The only reason why is because I want to go over this and then you can, it'd be a better spot. All right. So how do we find the x-intercept? All right. So to find the x-intercepts, it is when y is 0. So the x-intercept is when y equals 0. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation, which is in standard form, and I'm going to replace y with 0. Tyler, what's anything times 0? 0. So this becomes 4x minus 0 equals 12. What's anything minus 0, Chucky? That thing, right? If I had 4x minus 0, that's just going to be 4x. Like if I had 5 minus 0, that's 5. So this is going to be 4x equals 12. Nate, how do I solve that?
You're going to divide by 4.
When I divide by 4, I get x equals 3. So this is the point 3, 0. Okay? And I'm going to show you how all of this stuff comes together. Okay? Don't worry, it's not all that much work. All right. Annie, for the y-intercept, okay, well, we're just going to replace the letter x with y, okay? So we wrote for the x-intercept, it was the point where the line crossed the x-axis, right? So this is going to be the point where the line crosses the y-axis. That's what it looks like geometrically. It's the physical point where your line crosses the y-axis. Got that, Nate? This is when x equals 0. Okay? X equals 0 here. And it's written as 0, comma, y. Notice when I wrote the one up there, it said x, comma, 0. Notice 3, comma, 0. That's your x-intercept. Your y-intercept is 0, comma, y. So it's going to be 0, comma, a number. So how to solve for the y-intercept of an equation? Well, the y-intercept is when x is 0. So I'm going to replace x with 0. So I have 5 times 0 minus 2y equals 10. 8. 5 times 0 is? So this becomes 0 minus 2y. Now I want you to notice something, right? 0 minus 2y. Isn't that just like negative 2y, right? See how that just goes away? How do I get rid of times negative 2? So that gives me y equals negative 5. Notice that's the point 0, negative 5. All right? Let me know when you got all that down. You can go. Got that, Lubu? All right. Now that we have all of this, let's just look at this picture. So there's nothing to write here. So we have our line, okay? Maddie, do you see this line right here? This line represents the line we're trying to graph. How many points do I need to make a line, Annie? How many points? 2. So we need 2 points to make a line. Got that, Mike?
Yeah, boss man.
Okay. So we have 2 points that we need to find. The 2 points we're going to use are our x-intercept and our y-intercept. Notice the x-intercept is the point where my blue line crosses my x-axis. That's the horizontal one. You guys all see that? My y-intercept is the point where my line crosses the y-axis. Notice that's right there. Notice in the 2 points, the y-intercept has 0 for x, and the x-intercept has 0 for y. This is very important because it's about to make your life very, very easy. Okay? So I showed you, Louis, the way to do it, okay, using algebra. Now, Louis doesn't like that, okay? Louis is like, I'm not about that much work. Louis, do you have a finger, at least one finger? No fingers? How do you hold a pencil then? Thinking on your feet.
That's the real question.
Yeah.
I get this watch.
Yes, you get his watch. All right.
Watching mom.
You get a watch.
So here we go. This is called the cover-up method, and you need a finger or like a pencil point, something like that. So let me explain the cover-up method for you guys. Now, I did not come up with the cover-up method. My colleague, Mr. Beatty, down at the end of the hall, okay, he did. All right, he's all the way down at the end of the hall. He's a really smart guy.
He did.
Think you think I'm smart? He's smarter than me. Really? Yeah, he's
No way.
brilliant.
You know,
Crazy. You might
you
have
hire your ego.
no, dude, that dude is smart, not me. But he came up with this, and it's called the cover-up method. Basically, what you do is you take your finger and you're going to cover up the variable. Now, the variable you cover up is the one that is being replaced by 0. And then that leaves us with an equation that we solve. Ready for this, John? Now, this only works if it's in standard form, okay? Notice here it says, I want to graph 3x minus 2y equals 6. Okay, that's what I want to do. But I showed you there was a lot of work behind that. So what I do is this. Let me show you what's going on here, okay? And then I'll walk through this stuff. We have this equation. 3x minus 2y equals 6. You guys see that? Okay. And here's what the cover-up method says. It says if I want to find the X-intercept, I'm going to cover up Y. Okay? So if I cover up Y, I have this, 3x equals 6. Do you guys see that? How do I solve that? Divide by 3, and I get x is 2. Okay? That is my X-intercept. So I would go to where x is 2 on my x-axis and put a point. Now, I need to find my Y-intercept. So what I would do is I would cover up my x. That leaves me with negative 2y equals 6. Do you see that? How do I solve that? Divide by negative 2. And I get y is negative 3. So that's what's going on here. All right. So what they're doing is this. They're using their finger as that like red box that I was using. Okay. So it says to find the X-intercept, cover up the y term. So they use their finger and cover it up. That gives them 3x equals 6. Divide by 3 and you get x equals 2. So they're going to plot a point at 2, 0. Okay. Now I want to find the Y-intercept. So they cover up the x with their finger. And they get negative 2y equals 6. All right. And then here, sorry, this is a typo. That's supposed to be a negative 2. They divided by negative 2 and got y equals negative 3. Do you guys see that? Pretty easy, right, Annie? Like it's way easier than what I was showing you at the start, correct? Now, how do we plot a line? Well, you need 2 points. That's what Annie told us. We need 2 points to make a line. Now, my 2 points were, what was x? X was what? Look at the x part. It was up here in your notebook. Where was it? What was the x value? X equaled not 2, 3. So what they did, or no, it was 2. So they went to where x was 2 on the x-axis. Do you see that? And then y was negative 3. So you go to where negative 3 is on the y-axis. And now I have 2 points. Andy said I need 2 points to make a line. I connect my 2 points and I'm done. The problem is over. Do we think we can do that? Okay. Now this method is not perfect. There are flaws in it. If you get a fraction, well, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. But here's the thing, that Calculate 84 app can't graph equations that are in this form, Tyler. Nate. Okay, so it can't graph it when it's in that form. So this is what we have to do. And if we get a fraction, well, then we have to put it in the other form. But we're not going to have any fractions with this. I'm sticking to, I want you guys to have the basics down for it. All right. So let me show you how this is done. Okay. Are you guys ready? All right. So I have this equation 3x plus 4y equals 12. Now, my red box is going to represent your finger, okay? So here's how we're going to do this. X-intercept. What letter do I cover up for the X-intercept? Y. So everybody, you're going to cover up the Y with your finger. Now, does everybody see the equation 3x equals 12? Joey, do you see that? Jules, do you see that?
I'm back too.
Okay. Mike, do you see that?
Yup, boss man.
Ellie, do you see it? Olivia?
Yes.
Awesome. So now I'm simply going to divide by 3 and I get x equals 4. We good? We Gucci? So everybody come to where 4 is on my x-axis. That's right there, and put a point. Now, for the y-intercept, I'm going to cover up the x. I don't cover up the sign. I just cover up the x part. Tyler, do you see how I have 4y equals 12? And then I divide by 4. And I get y is 3. Do you see that? So now I come over here and put point at 3 on my y-axis. And then ready for this, Nate? And then I just connect my dots. And then problem's done. Kimmy? Louis? Louis, you're not even on the right page. All right, what I want you guys to do is there's what, 2 problems right below it? I want you to complete those 2 problems. Okay? So problem 1 and 2. You know, why don't you download the note packet from school? And then you can just type it out. Right there. All right. Tyler, were you able to graph them? You got the first one? All right, keep working then. Keep working. Lou, did you get them both done? I did this. Right, so you just cover it up with your finger and you just apply your point. So see how you apply the 0.34? It's two separate points. One point at 4 and one point at. All right, so let me go over number 1. Here's what I'm doing for number 1. All right. X-intercepts. Okay. Make this a little smaller. X-intercept, I'm covering up Y. That leaves me with 2x equals 4. X equals 2. Tucky, did you get that? Plot a point at 2. Now, Lou, I'm not trying to give you a hard time with this, but I noticed Lou was plotting the points together. Remember, they're 2 separate points. See how I got x's 2? See how I put the point at 2? That's simple. Okay. Now, with the y-intercept, negative y equals 4. Divide by negative 1. I get y equals negative 4. So, Lou, I'm coming down here and I'm plotting that point. You see that? And then I connect them. John, we okay with that? All right. So let's look at number 2. Tyler, what did you get for your x-intercept? Cover up the y. What do we got? Tyler, it's not on your phone. 9. X equals negative 9. That's all the way down here. Now, if I cover up x, Mike, what did you get for y?
3.
Close.
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Oops. So negative 9 is right here. Negative 3 is right here. And I connect my dots. Okay. Annie? Feel pretty good about this stuff? Okay. So I am stopping right here. I know I have 10 minutes left.